right now.
And thanks for joining us this Monday. I'm McLeod Hageman. Christy is on assignment. We have a lot to talk about on the next hour of the morning show. But first, here's a look at your eye opener. Firefighters are investigating at least 2 fires in Decatur. We'll explain whether anyone was hurt. Plus, Super Nintendo World is set to open in a few months. We'll give you a sneak peek in our trending topics of the day. And giving back, how a woman is doing her part to help teenagers through the holidays. We'll have a live reports on how you can help. Those stories and more right now.
You're watching your local news leader. This is The Morning Show on WCIA 3 News.
We got a report of a house on fire here on West Main with several people trapped.
Firefighters pulled 2 children from this burning home in Decatur. 2 women say they were driving past the area when they saw a lot of smoke and then jumped into action when they heard children were trapped inside. WCIA 3's Mark Maxwell reports.
Karen Dodge and Amber Davis had no training, no protective gear, and no time to waste. When they saw a young girl run screaming from inside this burning home, they told the Herald and Review they had no choice but to run inside.
The first thing here is rescuing the people that are trapped.
By the time firefighters arrived,
They had heavy fire on the front of the building. There was already a 7-year-old out that was being loaded in an ambulance. Some of the other crews that showed up went through the back and did a search and found a 13-year-old up on the 2nd floor, brought her down a ladder in the back.
an ambulance rushed both victims to the hospital.
My understanding is they were doing pretty bad.
The homeowner says she rents that property to tenants who were not inside when firefighters showed up. An investigation from the Illinois State Fire Marshal will ultimately determine how it happened.
Until he gets here and we start sifting through the rubble, we don't really know what caused it.
What he does know, the 2-alarm fire burned hot and spread fast. By the time firefighters turned their attention from pulling out victims to putting out flames, they had their hands full.
The houses don't have insulation. The fire spreads up the walls pretty quick, so you got to get after it and open up the walls. And the guys, we made it a 2nd alarm, brought in a couple extra companies to help out. Guys did an excellent job in there, and hopefully the people recovered.
And firefighters would like to remind people to water their Christmas trees, inspect their lights, and keep their trees away from any fireplaces, candles, or space heaters. New this morning, 2 people are in the hospital after another house fire in Decatur. Crews were called to the intersection of West William Street and North Oakcrest Avenue. When they arrived, 3 people had already evacuated the home, but a 4th person had to be rescued. The Office of the State Fire Marshal investigator was also on scene to review that damage. The cause of that fire remains under investigation. A Decatur shooting victim has died. Mary Bond was shot in the head. She was found unresponsive inside a home on East Moore Street. 44-year-old Lamar Williams was arrested the next day. He has now been charged with murder. A teenager is recovering in the hospital from a shooting. It happened on East Washington Street in Urbana, right by Learman Avenue. Police say the victim was in a clubhouse with 4 other people. A 14-year-old was using a Nerf gun to shoot at others in the group, and then a 16-year-old suspect pulled out a handgun. Now, the people in that group thought the teenager was joking, but they shot the 14-year-old in the stomach. Community members say this is just another reminder that something needs to change.
We have to, at some point, figure out either legislation or some kind of way to put some pressure on people who are either leaving guns in unlocked cars, who are letting guns be in their homes unlocked.
And the suspect wasn't on scene when police arrived, but he later turned himself over to authorities. A Charleston teenager is facing charges after police say he battered his child's mother and then he ran off with his baby. Police say 19-year-old Malcolm Hoskins grabbed his 2-week-old baby from someone else living in the home and then punched the baby's mother. They say he ran from the house with the underdressed baby and a backpack police later found with a pipe and a container of meth inside. Now the child is now safe with the mother.
Whenever there's a concern for the well-being of the child and whatever situation is surrounding that child, we're going to take necessary precautions to make sure that the child is safe at that point in time.
And DCFS is working with family members, and Hoskins has been charged with drug possession, domestic battery, and child endangerment. We now know the name of the man killed in a Macon County car crash on Route 121. The coroner says 48-year-old Christopher Ripple died after another driver crashed into his vehicle. 33-year-old Virginia Ripple was taken to the hospital. State troopers say 50-year-old Richard Brown crossed the center line and hit Ripple's car head-on. He's been cited for improper lane usage and DUI. Ball Chatham School District is mourning the loss of one of its principals. Tammy Kuhn died after a year-long battle with colon cancer. Now, she joined the district as a language arts teacher at Glenwood Middle School. She became Glenwood Elementary's first assistant principal in 2011 and later became principal. People in town know her as a passionate educator. The superintendent says Tammy was someone who has so many that were close to her and that there will be an outpouring of love for Tammy and her family. New this morning, the Macon County Finance Committee will be meeting today. The committee is expected to discuss a resolution to approve workforce investment solutions. The committee will also discuss the Macon County Board resolution to approve authorization to dispose of surplus property by the state's attorney's office. That meeting is set for today at 5:15 p.m. Also new this morning, the Crossing Healthcare will be providing a new drive-through clinic in Decatur. That'll be located on the northwest end of the Crossing Healthcare campus at 990 North Water Street. You can get to the Crossing drive-through clinic entrance by turning onto King Street from Martin Luther King Drive. Now, free COVID-19 testing will be available at this site. The clinic will be open Monday through Friday from 8 in the morning until noon. Well, people from across the United States are embracing the holiday spirits and giving back where they really can. That's why a CU woman decided to start a gift drive for teenagers, and she says the deadline to sign up is today. WCIA 3's Karina Rubio joins us live in Champaign this morning to explain how you can get involved. Good morning, Karina.
Hey, Mac, good morning. Now, not every kid has the chance to open up a gift during the holiday season, and that's why one woman says she wants to make sure that more kids are able to do just that this holiday. Now, she says that a lot of gift drives tend to focus on younger kids this time of year, and Colleen Dorsla wants to make sure teens feel appreciated too during a year where it might have brought on some tougher times than usual for teens. Now, Dorsla started the Holiday Elf Teen Gift Program to match a Champaign-Urbana teenager in need with a volunteer elf.
I have 13, 14, 15, and 16-year-olds in my house, and I just started thinking about their friends and just certain situations where parents have spoken to me. The older kids get, the more things fall by the wayside for them.
Now, Dorsla says she was surprised at how many teens signed up for this opportunity. Right now, there are 170 teenagers signed up to receive up to 4 gifts from their volunteer elf. Now, today is the last day for a family to sign up their teen, but you can sign up to become a gift-giving volunteer elf in the weeks to come throughout December. Now, we have that information up on WCIA.com if you're wanting to get involved. Reporting in Champaign, Karina Rubio, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, thank you, Karina. Well, WCIA 3's Day of Giving is tomorrow, and we're partnering with CASA this year. The organization has locations across central Illinois. Recruiting and training volunteers are also on hand to work as advocates for abused and neglected children. Effingham County CASA says donations are more important than ever this year. The pandemic put a stop to their 2 main fundraising events.
The volunteer training is strictly built on donations. So we have a lot of kids that don't have a CASA advocate assigned to them right now. So the more donations we can receive, the more trainings we have, the better opportunities these children will have.
And right now they serve more than 500 children in the Champaign County area, and they say they need to keep helping no matter what the pandemic throws at them. To get involved, you can visit our website at WCIA.com. Well, now that you're up to speed on the news, let's take a closer look at that weather out there. Seeing a few snowflakes out there, Amelia.
Yes, we are. We have some flurries. Like Max said, we have some snow flurries flying around throughout most of central Illinois, but the good news is most of that is not going to be accumulating. We're just seeing some effects from this cold front that is moving into the area. So current temperatures are reading into the 30s. However, it's feeling much cooler than that. So right now it is reading at 33 in Champaign, right at the freezing range in Decatur. Also also in Mattoon, 35 in Paris, also in Petersburg, 34 in Watseka. But again, feeling a little bit cooler than that with the future track of wind chills still going to be reading around 18 degrees in Champaign. That's what it's going to be feeling like. 21 in Danville, 20 in Paris, 19 in Effingham, and a little bit cooler off to the west there at 16 in Jacksonville. To say the least, it is a very chilly start to our Monday here, so keep that in mind. It's only going to continue throughout the day today, so as you saw, Karina was outside. She was all bundled up. If you plan on going outdoors, I recommend doing the same. A very heavy jacket, gloves, hats, whatever it might be to keep yourselves warm. It's going to be very necessary throughout our day today, to say the least.
A little chilly out there, but you know what? We're the end of November, which it doesn't feel like it should be the end of November, but you know what? Not too terribly bad.
Yeah, winter, what do we say, is 21 days away?
Yeah, December 21st, so
3 weeks
rapidly
away.
approaching. It'll be here before you know it.
Exactly. Got to get that snowfall here. Get ready for it.
All right, thank you so much, Amelia. Well, it's time for Trending now. We're talking about an unlikely friendship, Super Nintendo World, and a pretty lonely elephant. First up, it's a story of an unlikely friendship. It started between a little girl and a turkey in Pennsylvania, as you can see right over here. This happened at the beginning of the pandemic when Macy's family started incubating eggs. They were planning to raise them, and then they were eventually going to become dinner. And one of the chicks in particular immediately bonded with little Macy and got instant snuggles. Now, staying home from school wasn't really easy for Macy, and her mom says this actually taught her a lot of responsibility. Macy says this turkey will never become dinner. So that's kind of a nice little happy ending to Thanksgiving. A lot of those turkeys, they don't make it. So
They don't make it, and this one got to make it. It's never going to be dinner, so that's the bright side. Very cute. That turkey looked just about as big as she was.
yeah, it's a pretty good size.
Very cute. Who knew?
Cuddles. Aw, that's your warm and fuzzy for today to keep you nice and warm.
Definitely. All right, and moving on, Universal Studios Japan will open its new Nintendo-themed area on February 4th after pushing back the opening from summer due to coronavirus outbreak. The Super Nintendo World area will feature Mario Kart races and attractions based on Nintendo games. Universal Studios Japan says Super Nintendo World will debut as the first multi-level land at the theme park. News organizations got a sneak peek of some of the locations, including the interior of Bowser's Castle, which houses a ride attraction featuring Mario Kart. Super Nintendo World had originally been scheduled to open in time for the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, but of course that was also delayed due to the pandemic.
Dun-dum. That's good stuff right there. Are you a Mario Brothers fan or anything like that?
I was going to say, I just got my Switch during the pandemic,
yeah?
And of course Mario Kart is a big thing on that, so I've been playing it. I was playing it this weekend.
Yeah.
Good thing to do. You know, I know a lot of Black Friday shoppers, that was a big pickup there, so I'm sure many people will be playing the Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's pretty cool right there. I know a lot of gamers out there who I think will certainly want to take advantage of something like this. Not so much.
Not so much.
I mean, I like Mario and I can do the old school Donkey Kong, but I think my games kind of fizzled out after my Super Nintendo, so I'm not as cool as all the cool kids.
Yeah, right?
Happens.
I understand.
Well, Pakistan's lonely elephant, Kavan, wrapped up the final stages of his journey out of Pakistan. Now, before heading to his brand new home at a sanctuary in northwestern Cambodia, his departure marks the culmination of years of campaigning by the singer Cher. Now, video provided by global animal welfare organization 4Paws showed Kavan's final preparations for transport, including eating and a nail trimming there as well. He's going for a little manicure or pedicure, I guess you could say. The sedated elephant was then pulled into a special transport crate. A crane lifted the crate onto a truck with a military convoy escorting him to the airport ahead of his roughly 10-hour flight. So happy ending for that guy right there. So that's good news right there.
Definitely. That's always great to see. You know, elephants are just so smart. It's amazing. Look at him, feed him there.
He's going to have a little snack on the way. I like that. Well, still to come on the morning show, CASA provides support for abused and neglected children in Central Illinois. A preview of our Day of Giving, that is still ahead. We'll be right back.
WCIA 3 News.